what's up, my little tattletales? How you doing today? Well, baby, if you were the actor, well, not even the actor, the person who the Blind Side movie is based on, ooh, all I gotta say is, I knew it. I knew it. I effing knew it. If you guys ever saw The Blind Side, it is this movie that just reeks of like white saviorism, right? And again, please Google white saviorism before y'all comment on everyone. No. White saviorism literally is where you fetishize minorities and act like you're saving them, but you're really doing it for your own good and benefiting and profiting from that. Y'all, what happened in The Blind Side is actually really, really sick. So in the movie, it was this guy, and he was supposed to be this lovable oaf that was just like, ooh. And this good, rich white family took him in, adopted him, then showed him how to be great. The movie itself had really unsettling racist overtones. And it really made me wonder at the time, you know me, right? It really made me wonder at the time, like, yo, what's going on? Because I remember sitting in the theater and being like, am I the only one not offended by this movie? Because there's a lot of tropes, stereotypes. It's just, I don't know. I don't like this at all. It's given Driving Miss Daisy, but with a football uniform, right? Well, baby, my first guess was right, but it was even worse than I even thought of, right? These people are truly evil. Again, I remember watching that movie, and even by the standards back then, the movie had crazy racist tropes. I never understood how it got so much praise, but listen, anyway, let me get into this. They said the Blind Side subject Oher alleges that white family made millions off the lie, and the thing is, they were already wealthy. And you get this, they even had him sign over, said they were adoption papers, and put him in a conservatorship. So everybody was making money off of the story except for him. Baby, I hope he sues them into oblivion. I really honestly do. Hold on, let me pull the story up. Okay, I'm back. They said retired NFL star Michael Oher. Is it O'Hare or Oher? Oher. Oher, right? Okay, Michael O. whose supposed adoption out of grinding poverty by a wealthy white family was immortalized in a 2009 movie, The Blind Side, petitioned a Tennessee court Monday. This is directly from ESPN, with allegations that a central element of the story was a lie concocted by the family to enrich themselves at his expense. It is a 14-page petition. It alleges that Sean and Leah, the parents who took Michael into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after he turned 18 in 2004, the petition says the couple tricked him into signing a document making him their conservators with like Britney Spears, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. How evil is this when you already have money? Like, it's evil the way, I don't know what it is. This is what makes me think capitalism is going to fall. The evilness, the unprecedented need for wealth. It's like, even when you have more than enough, you want to take somebody else's. But that's what they say, right? Nobody becomes rich. Nobody becomes wealthy without stealing other people's labor. Capitalism literally is stealing labor. I'm not going to get into it, but comrades, it is stealing workers' labor. But it goes like, now you're even stealing from people whose labor you can't. Anyway, the petition alleges that the couple used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their 2 birth children millions of dollars in royalties from the Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million. While Michael got nothing for the story that would not have existed without him. In the years since, the couple have continued calling Michael their adopted son and have used that assertion to promote their foundation as well as her work as an author and motivational speaker. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people were being insensitive and they're like, why he wait so long, right? Why they wait so long? He waited so long because, get this, he actually thought he was their adopted son. And it was only like last year when he hired an accountant to look into what's going on that he found out that they had lied to him the whole time. They said the lie of Michael's adoption is one upon the co-conservators Leanne and Sean have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward. They undersigned Michael Oher. This is the legal file. Michael discovered this lie to his chagrin and embarrassment February of 2023. Oh my God, I thought it was 2022. He just discovered this when he learned that the conservatorship, to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the family, in fact, provided him with no familial relationships to the Tuohy. Now, they didn't admit it. The family hasn't returned phone calls. Monday, their attorney, Steve Farsi, declined to comment because they're guilty, in my opinion, saying the family will file a legal response to the allegations and come. What's the legal response? And please let me know how they could say that this man needed to be under their conservatorship when he was of sound mind and body. As a matter of fact, part of the stuff in his lawsuit is that they painted him as an idiot when he is actually super intelligent and it actually cost him jobs. Get this. They said, we're devastated. You lying. Every time somebody says we're devastated, instead of addressing it, you're lying, right? Get this. He said on the website he was stunned by Michael's allegations and said that the couple didn't make any money off the movie. Only a share of the proceeds from Michael Lewis's book, which was the foundation for the film. But, okay, first of all, he thinks people are stupid. What happens is book rights are sold to make a movie. But in those book rights, a percentage of the profits are promised. So they get a lump sum for selling the rights to the book, and then you get a percentage of the profits, kind of like royalties, because the story is responsible for the book. They get a percentage of those profits. So you get a percentage of profits from the movies. I hate when people, but they're cons. We're devastated. It's upsetting to think that we could make money off of any of our children. We're going to love Michael at 37, just like we loved him at 16. Now they're trying to seem like he's just wayward and lost. Michael petitioned to ask the court to end their conservatorship and to issue an injunction barring them from using his name and likeness. It also seeks a full accounting of the money that they earned using his name and to have the couple pay him his fair share of profits, as well as unspecified compensatory and punitive damages. Since at least August of 2004, conservators have allowed Michael, specifically the public generally, to believe the conservators adopted Michael and have used the untruth to gain financial advantage for themselves and the foundations which they own or which they exercise control. All monies made in said manner should, in all conscience and equity, be disgorged and paid over to Michael, their ward. He said he was a rising high school senior when he signed the conservatorship papers, and he has written that they told him that there was essentially no difference between adoption and conservatorship. They explained to me that it means pretty much the exact same thing as adoptive parents, but that the laws were just written in a way that took my age into account. But there are some important legal distinctions. We know this from Britney Spears. If he had been adopted by the couple, he would have been a legal member of the family and he would have retained power to handle his own financial affairs. Under the conservatorship, he surrendered the authority to the Tuohys, even though he was a legal adult with no known physical or psychological disabilities. I think he probably can't get the conservatorship thrown out because of fraud. The petition alleges that the Tuohys began negotiating a movie deal about the relationship with Michael shortly after the 2006 release of the book The Blind Side: Evolution of the Game. According to legal filing, the movie paid the Tuohys and their two birth children each $225,000 plus 2.5 of the film's defined net proceeds. The film became a critical acclaimed blockbuster, grossing more than $300 million at the box office, tens of millions of dollars more in home video sales. They received an Oscar nomination. Sandra Bullock won for Best Actress for her portrayal of Leanne. While the deal allowed the Tuohys to profit from the film, the petition alleges a separate 2007 contract purportedly signed by Michael appears to give away to 20th Century Fox Studios the life rights to a story without any payment whatsoever. The filing says Michael has no recollection of signing that contract, and even if he did, no one explained the implications to him. Now, let me just say this. He has a strong case because in order for there to be a binding contract, there needs to be offer, acceptance, and consideration. So let's just say this. We're going to make a contract. If you give me that Apple I will give you this pear. Okay, so we have the offer. You give me the apple. Acceptance is fine. I'll take the pear, but you need more than that. You need consideration. Consideration is when both parties give away something of value and receive something in return. Michael gave away something of value, the life rights to his story. So he gave away something of value. But for this to be binding, Paramount Pictures also have to show that they gave something of value. What of value did they give him? Because get this, again, like I said, he said that movie made him look bad, stupid, dumb, and he hated it, right? The deal lists all four, and here's the thing, all four family members have the same representative at Creative Arts Agency, the petition says, but Michael's agent, who will receive a movie contract and payment notices, is listed at Deborah Bronin. Okay, so Michael didn't even receive this. A close family friend of the Tuohys, Deborah's in trouble, and the same lawyer who filed the 2004 conservatorship petition. Yeah, Debbie didn't return any calls to her law office. Baby, you in trouble too. In the past, the Tuohys have denied making money from the movie, saying they received a flat fee for the story and did not reap any of the movie's profits. They did earn, they added. What they did earn was shared with Michael. They said we divided it 5 ways, and they said this in 2010 book. That's a lie, and Michael's going to prove that in court because, baby, those court records and forensic accounting. Michael's petition says he never received any money from the movie, even though he long suspected that others were profiting. So they told him they weren't making any money, and he was like, "This doesn't make any sense." Whenever Michael asked questions, he didn't get straight answers. Since the film's success coincided with the start of his lucrative NFL career in 2009, Michael did not take the time to fully investigate the deal until after he retired in 2016. He eventually hired a lawyer who helped him uncover the details surrounding the movie deal and his legal connection to the people he believed were his adoptive parents. His lawyer unearthed the conservatorship document in February, and Michael came to the painful realization that they did not adopt him and they had played him. Now, some people are saying that there is a statute of limitations. Like if somebody steals from you, you can't if you know of it, right? And so say I know that you stole from me 30 years ago and I did nothing from it. I did nothing about it. And I knew, and I had a way to do something of it. The statute of limitations usually runs somewhere between 3, 7, sometimes 9 years, right? Sometimes in certain situations, there is no statute of limitations. But if I know you stole $20 out of my pocket and then I try to prosecute you 20 years later, they're like, oh, it's a statute of limitations. You sat on your rights. You just can't hold it over somebody's head like the sword of Damocles. However, a way to get around the statute of limitations is to say that there was a fact that you did not have knowledge of, that once you have knowledge of is so egregious and also illegal that not only can you take action of that, but you can take action of everything that came from that. In this case, he's saying, because I thought you guys were my parents and had my best interest at heart. So I listened to you because you guys even opened your heart and you adopted me. You said it a million times in the book. I said it. You made a whole industry off of you adopted me. I assumed you were my parents and that you were looking out for me in my best interest. However, it was fraudulent. There was never any adoption. As a matter of fact, it was a conservatorship that I did not knowingly consent to, and I would not have consented to. And had I known that you guys were never going to adopt me, I never would have signed those papers. I never would have entered into the conservatorship, whether I knew about it or not. And because I never would have entered in conservatorship, you would have never had the rights to my likeness. You would have never had the rights to this. And because of that, all the money that you think you made because I gave it as a conservatorship, no, give it back. Do you see how through the whole fake adoption, this house of cards they built can fall down, and how they can get around the statute of limitations? Now get this. They said Mike didn't grow up with a stable family life. This is his lawyers. When the Tuohy family told Mike they loved him and wanted to adopt him, it filled a void that had been with him his entire life. Discovering that he wasn't actually adopted devastated Mike and wounded him deeply. The petition marks a sharp break on what had been inspiring, if unsettling, stereotypical feel-good story. The movie portrayed the Tuohys adopted a poor, virtually homeless, and academically challenged Black teenager. They made him part of a functional family. They made him part of a functional family for the first time. They helped him catch up in school, taught him the basics of football and how to harness his physical skills, putting him on the road to sports stardom. However, the truth is that's not it. He had a hard knock life growing up, but he also had smarts, pluck, and plenty of help from the Tuohys and others to rise above the circumstances. Here's the thing. He was always incredible. Listen. He began attending a prestigious private Christian school in 10th grade. He was a sports prodigy, excelling in track and field, basketball, and football, a game he had studied for years. He began playing football for his new school in 11th grade, quickly establishing himself as one of the nation's top offensive linemen, and a college scholarship offers poured in. He frequently stayed at the homes of his classmates, including the Tuohys, whose children attended the school. The petition says that they forced a closer relationship with him once his athletic prowess grew wide attention, so they sought him out. Probably they thought he could make him a cash cow. They invited him to spend more nights at their spacious Memphis home and took him shopping. Eventually, they asked him to move in. They encouraged him to address them as mom and dad and said they planned to adopt him. He was delighted at that time. He fully trusted him. He went on to play college football, blah, 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 blah. He was All-American. However, they said the success of The Blind Side, they said Mike's relationship with that family started to decline when they discovered that how he was portrayed in the movie as unintelligent. Their relationship continued to deteriorate as he learned that he was the only member of the family not receiving royalty checks from the movie, and it was permanently fractured when he realized he wasn't even adopted or a part of the family. That means that even if they die, legally in most states, no matter what the will says, children get a certain amount of your assets. He's even cut out of inheritance-ish. He said, he was upset at how The Blind Side depicted him, saying it hurt his football career and clouded how people view him. He said that was based on the film. Some NFL decision makers assume he was mentally slow or lacked leadership skills. He said, people look at me and they take things away from me because of the movie. They don't see the skills and kind of player I am. Listen, this is trash. This is trash. And this is exactly what I thought these people were up to. And I'm sorry that it actually happened to him, but I'm glad he's taken actions into his own hands and not putting up to this. Y'all, I hope he takes them for everything they're worth, and I hope they're blindsided. Okay, fine, I had to make the pun, but listen, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Honestly, are they the biggest amount of trash? I hope he gets for everything. Also, legal tattletales. Let me know, based off of the claims he made, if you think that conservatorship and he can allege fraud for signing away his rights. Let me know actually what you think about that, because your take might be different than mine. Let me know what y'all think. Talk to you later. Bye.